Hello everyone, this is my reaction to last Friday's Star Citizen Live all about Alpha 3.23. As always, this is not a summary, I only talk about things I find important. And usually I don't watch Star Citizen Live because I always get the same impression. Here you have a few guys who want to make a space game, they are just starting, they are just brainstorming. I never get the impression here we have a well-oiled machine in year 12.
It seemed like the next logical step might be like little rockets on the boots, little rocket boots to help propel you. Little jetpacks. Maybe even an animation to do the Christopher Reeve, Superman thing. Are any of these being considered?
In the future, we want to put more emphasis on basically picking equipment that allows you to EVA better. So that might be in the form of, say, EVA jetpacks, not jetpacks, but EVA backpacks and things like that might come with more EVA fuel, because that's something we want to do down the line.
Yeah, I was wondering this. Where is the big main thruster? We only see some small maneuvering thrusters working, and this is just a gimmick. Once again, it's all magic, and later down the line, yeah, it's always later down the line with CRG, even in year 12. Later down the line, there will be special jetpacks that you can equip.
EVA is 323,
yep.
But the zero-G traversal, that crawling along the hands, and the fuel stuff is not 323. That is down the line.
Down the line, yeah.
Because of those reasons you just mentioned, we got to build these other systems out.
This is one of the reasons I really avoid watching Star Citizen Lives. Does this sound like a well-oiled machine, or does this sound like we are throwing spaghetti at the wall and we check out what sticks?
But as I was saying, yeah, we're not getting rid of all of the other actions that you can do with the items. It's just that they are tucked away behind a wheel. For the people who want to customize this experience or use the other interactions on specific items, it's all there, and it's in a slightly cleaner format with the wheel, so you're not accidentally clicking something on a condensed list that we used to have.
Like I mentioned in my ILC reaction video last Friday, an interaction wheel is a crutch for console games. It has no place in a PC game. It's a terrible design choice, and why not do what 99.9% of all other games do? They are just using a focus system, and then you are automatically doing one default interaction. But no, Chris always has to go his own way, his own very flawed way.
That as you looked around, on everything. Is that going to happen every single time a player looks around at everything? Is that a toggleable thing?
So we've spent a lot of time tuning that, so it's picking out the important items, the large items. Basically, we've got a system that essentially finds out where your focus is. So again, we have played with this a lot. If the F moving around on all these different items got annoying, it would annoy us too, because we played the game so much as well. So we're at a point now where we feel like the F selection is very, very clear and easy to use. And the selection itself isn't, we know, like if I was here right now and I had moved my focus to your laptop, but I was too far away to actually use the laptop, it would prioritize the closest thing that is still in the focus. It's actually a very smart system. So yeah, we don't get annoyed by it at all. And for the people who actually like to use it, the interaction system's still there. So you can still mouse over things and highlight them and interact with them. If you really need to do fine control, oh, I'm sifting through this guy's stuff that's on his armor, or I've got loads of clutter on my desk in my hab, I can still very fine, have a fine selection of what I want to interact with too.
So this means that CRG is using some kind of focus system, but still the game makes a decision what should be highlighted first. I don't like this. Again, if 99.9% of all other games are using a poor focus system, why try to go your own way? Of course, I have to try this in-game, but color me very skeptical.
Distribution centers are now fully on track to come in Alpha 323.
Yep.
What can you tell me about what players can expect?
Okay, so just as a bit of background, the distribution centers are these massive facilities. They truly are really big, that are down on the surface of planets and moons and things like that. And they kind of are what they sound like, right? It's a center of distribution. Like there are lots of landing pads. It should be a big hub of activity basically. And there are a lot of different areas of the distribution center that are different from each other. So you've got the exterior, typically where people will be landing their ship, unloading cargo, things like that. You've got the offices up top, which is generally more of a front for whatever business or corporation has ownership of this place. And then you've kind of got more of the inner workings, which are kind of where you would typically expect to see cargo being ferried. If there's machinery that are producing stuff down there, if they're making something, then that would be where that's all tucked down. Ultimately, for the content we want to provide, the distribution centers have a lot of possibility, and there's no way that we're going to provide all of the content that we want to in one drop. But we definitely want you interacting there, doing cargo missions, and potentially some, basic like combat missions and things like that to interact with all of the different areas of the distribution centers we're going to provide.
Okay, I have to admit, for a moment I was really hyped. CRG finally delivers something that is finished distribution centers. But no, it will be just the first iteration of distribution centers with very limited gameplay. It might not have underground facilities or not many, and it will be completed in the many years to come.
This weapon, I would like to condense all of the magazines for that. Your character will play an animation while it's happening. It's quite a basic one. And then it will take a varying amount of time depending on how much ammunition you're shifting.
Yes, CRG, please do this. Have just one amount of bullets for a certain weapon. Yes, in real life, you might have 4 half-empty magazines and you can make 2 full magazines out of this, but this takes time and it's no fun in games. Most games just don't care, and I'm very happy that CRG seems to go that route.
We've got the compass. It's in the video. You can already see it.
Wait. An actual compass?
Well, this...
Like I can tell what direction I'm going?
Yes.
Yeah, only Star Citizen, a game in year 12 with $660 million, can make fun out of the fact that until now we didn't have a compass in first-person mode. Yeah, go CRG.
One of the things that I've heard CR complain about periodically is the fact that you can buy a missile for like 500 AUEC. That's not the actual number, but it's some ridiculously low number. It's like, you can never just go into a store and buy a missile for $500 or whatever. It's like, we got to get this economy stuff done. Is that what we're talking about here with 323 and 4.0 on? Are we starting the process of now going through and retuning all of these?
Okay, this is funny. Chris complains about missiles being way too cheap. Yes, this is true. But Chris didn't do anything about this until now. And spoiler, ships will be a lot more expensive. More about this in the next days.
So there's going to be a substantial change to the prices of ships and vehicles in 323. Yep. That's what you do with a live service game. You make adjustments as necessary.
CRG is doing this more and more lately, calling Star Citizen a live service game. Star Citizen is a train wreck of an alpha in year 12 with missing basics, missing mechanics. We still don't have any physics. I'm not talking about perfect physics, just very basic physics. Yeah, live service game. Go CRG. This was my reaction to last Friday's Star Citizen Live. Let me know what you think in the comments below and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Pistol, 10% damage reduction arm. Okay, this game is very laggy at the moment. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter. My Twitter account is Camural_SC.